Do the people on Azeroth see Sargeras? Doesn't seem like it. Seems like he was outside the illusory veil. He stabbed his sword through it. And in doing so, it's even illustrated. Look, they took this out of the game. Most of you would never even know this is a thing if I didn't show you. Check this out. This used to be in the, during the beta for Battle for Azeroth. This was inside the Heart Chamber. What do you suppose that implies? It's not strange that we see the red star through the veil. No, it is strange. That actually is a good point. Maybe that's why we're seeing, look, light. Here's the thing, man. Light takes time to travel. When you look up in the night sky, every light from every star that you see is the past. It's already occurred, and it's just taking a long time to get to you. And so I would say that we must consider that Sargeras is already gone. And the light is still just on its way traveling to us, and we just have yet to see it go out. That's what they say about our own sun. It would take 7 minutes to know. It takes 7 minutes for light to travel that far. So the sword broke the first seal, Helm of Domination, the second, just the third one now. All eyes shall be opened. We are the breaker of chains, are we not? Remember in BFA where they went through that little stint there where they were really leaning into that? And then they've kind of like eased off of it since then. We are called the breaker of chains. That's substantial. Movers of fate. The openers. If we are the bad guy, then so is Azeroth. Because she wants us, I think she wants us to do this. It's why the dragons siding with her and choosing to potentially sacrifice themselves, even as mortals now, because they were not aspects. Remember, the dragons, holy fucking shit, it's about mortality. The dragons did all of it, this time, without being aspects. They were willing to do it, even though they could die. And they proved that they would face their mortality to save Azeroth. I like the concept of that. And that's why we're special, too. It's because we're mortal. But we're not just any mortals. We're mortals working for the will of Azeroth. Sometimes it seems like we do some things that, maybe we shouldn't. They seem like bad things, but you know what? It seems to work out pretty well somehow. Kind of makes me think they just wanted to die, so they said, fuck it, YOLO. No, it's not like that. It's about the risk. That's what makes humanity and mortals so special. Is that even though they live such fleeting, painful lives in some ways, they're still willing to risk everything for what they believe in, what they believe is right. And that's really like a lot of where faith comes from, I think. Even if it's just in oneself. Fortitude, courage, valor, those types of things. But I don't think that just one person has the answer, like I said. Sargeras doesn't, the Titans don't. Clearly, they couldn't figure it out themselves. I think there's really only one entity who does know the answer. And I think who that is pretty clear. Is Will mentioned in WoW at all, or is everything just fate? Well, there's Will. Absolutely. I mean, we just made it makes me wonder about the Primus, actually, because we made what is called the Crown of Wills. So I don't know. I think it'd be stupid also to a degree for them to make Pelagos a bad guy in the end, because even if by circumstance. But it makes me wonder about the Primus and the Crown of Wills, because I don't know, man. Wills, and free will is like a big thing in World of Warcraft. Titanforge don't have free will. The Keepers and Mortals seem to have free will. Titanforge don't seem to have it. Or they're like more autonomous. Autonomous, I think that's the word. What cosmic power do you think Azeroth is made of? The power of creation and destruction. The idea is that she is aligned with all cosmic forces. That cosmic forces don't exist without Azeroth. She's the, for lack of a better term, Azeroth is God, okay? So all these other powers and magics and stuff that we see expressing themselves are all just fractals of which is a repeating pattern and degradation. Not even degradation always, that's not true. Just a repeating pattern of the same core thing. Okay, so I think that Azeroth is like the creator, the destroyer, maybe the preserver, if we want to get into that, but that's probably a different entity in my opinion. One that is typically, I think, more aligned with Aman'Thul or Eonar in their willingness to preserve and string things out. Because Azeroth, I think, is the creator of everything to me, and destroyer of everything now, I think, as well. To me, it makes sense that she would have access to these powers and that they would be different from the Titans themselves. It's possible that what the Titans wield orderly versions of similar power, but they obviously make it very distinct in that the aspects recognize that it's Azeroth. You know, they make that obvious, so Azeroth reaching out and giving them that blessing is a huge deal. It's a huge fucking deal. And it also implies, in my opinion, that the Holy Light and Void as we know them up until this point probably are not operating through Azeroth's will. Likely none of these forces, individualized are. I think that's why mortals are so important, because we don't necessarily have to align ourselves as a whole with order or life or death or light or shadow. You know, mortals are those things that kind of dabble in all of it. And I think obviously it's the intersection of all of these different powers where true power lies and where the truth exists. So it's kind of how I feel about Azeroth in terms of power level, what she is.